Every time when we talk about the consciousness, people automatically will thinking, that's my mind. I do have a consciousness. You have a consciousness, you have an unconsciousness, and you have no consciousness. So that's the levels of the consciousness. People will thinking, yes, I know consciousness. Consciousness exists. Consciousness is powerful. But how many times we think consciousness is beyond your mind? Can you think about it? Something outside yourself has consciousness, beyond the time and beyond the space. If something can exist beyond your mind, also is consciousness, which means if we say 5 elements, wood element, everybody will say, yeah, wood element, fire element. Who doesn't know fire element? Earth element. Yes, earth has an element. But when you say 5 element, fire element consciousness, what's the fire consciousness? Then fire consciousness doesn't mean going to burn you down. Fire consciousness means life. It's life. It's the light. It's the hope. So therefore, doesn't have to show gonna burn you down. Only need to show you is the life. So that's why ancient time they say the light can be disappeared, but the ash, the essence of the life, continues. Why? Because it contains the consciousness of the life. It's easy to talk about the mind. It's not easy to talk about the outside yourself and the mind. So that's why when we say 5 element consciousness, we say each element before they exist in this 3-dimensional earth, they are already exist. They are already exist at the non-materialized world. They just be penetrate down into this earth. Then therefore we can see the non-materialized exist. Once non-materialized exist, then all the frequency, which called the frequency of this non-materialized consciousness, they are connected. They are created as the unit. They create as the group. For example, I still use the wood elements. I love wood elements, right? So that if we say the wood element exists, the element itself. So once the wood element itself, that's consciousness exists before the materialized wood elements, they holding their life, grow, transformation, flexibility, right? Can be bended, can be straight. Right? That's all, it's the consciousness level. Now, if they exist in a materialized level, now we can see everything in this wood elements family. How big is it? The biggest can be the tree itself, right? 1,000 years old tree. The yew tree, you can see it, right? Some trees are thousands of years old. Some can be the 10,000 years old tree, but also can be one perennial of the flowers. But they are also in the family. They are all vibrate same frequency, but only arranged of the frequencies different. Take this concept. Take this concept of the wood elements. I use this concept for you. How about the wood concept? Fairness. Fairness, one of them. Because none of the wood elements will afraid to die. They all want to grow. If you give it the opportunity, when the spring comes, have you seen any flowers doesn't want to grow? Smallest wildflowers. Even nobody care these wildflowers grow at the highway. Then even the flowers can be your driveway. And between the rocks, they still coming out. Even they knows sooner or later the owner will kill me. But she doesn't care. Careness, fairness, still grow. The opportunity, they know it's a timing. They know when the spring winds blow, it's my time. They will catch this opportunity. They grow. The fairness is one of the consciousness of the wood elements. Look at the dandelions. I know many people heard about it. Dandelions, very useful herbs for healings. Yes, it's a chemical level, but not a consciousness level. The consciousness level, in my opinion, for the dandelions is a fairness. The most powerful dandelion. So that's why I recommend all the patients suffer anxiety, depression, fear. I say eat the dandelions. Why? Fairness. Right? Dandelion contain the fairness because no matter Home Depot, Lowe's, garden center, you can buy anything to try to kill the dandelions. Have you seen the dandelion has a fear, doesn't want to grow? They still coming up. Right? Whole world, anywhere. So if we can understand this concept of the consciousness of the dandelions, then we can go beyond the physical level, beyond the chemistry level, connect to the consciousness level. Then therefore, when you eat the dandelions, then you are connected to the consciousness of the dandelions, fairness. Then you'll be able to use this fairness, the consciousness of the fairness, to stimulate your cell level, to stimulate your body, to change your body's the chemistry level, then you'll be able to fight the fairness. That's why when the Chinese medicine use the herb, they use the consciousness, they use the essence. I give you the other example. We say rose, right? You know the famous say rose after rose is a rose after rose. All rose. But the rose is a symbol. Can be symbolized as love, can be symbolized as the death. It's what? It's consciousness behind this rose. Rose itself has no. You put the consciousness behind. You put the rose has one consciousness. Now, this consciousness of the rose can stimulate your consciousness. Depend which part of your body's consciousness opened. If you open for love, then you look at the rose, then connect to your love consciousness. If your consciousness of the death, when you receive the rose, you are connected to the death. What's happening here is you. Your consciousness has a capability to connect all the consciousness. So that's why they say at the consciousness level, everything is connected. So the how to use this consciousness, that's the purpose. Right? That's the purpose of the class. That's the purpose of the how to study this. So we use the materialized to study the non-materialized because we need a bridge. We need to through this bridge to to allow us go beyond the materialized world, to understand, to real make materialized successful, materialized useful is the non-materialized consciousness. Through the consciousness, then you will experience unconsciousness. Wow. Consciousness, unconsciousness, you will confuse me. I'm not confuse you. I'm just trying to tell you that's the levels. That's the levels of understanding. So we think no consciousness is just no. No consciousness still is a consciousness, just different levels of the consciousness. First, we need the consciousness to understand consciousness. We need the consciousness to understand every materialized behind it is a consciousness. It's invisible. Once we connect this, then this consciousness with my consciousness is a connect. Then sooner or later, your body with the natures become unconsciousness connect. Then you goes to next level. Through what? Through your consciousness, your effort. The effort itself will help you. This effort will take you from the visible world connect to the invisible world. Through the visible elements itself, your body, your mind, and the element itself connect to the non-materialized consciousness. And practice kind of consciousness will allow you see all the consciousness is connected.